Welcome to another episode of The Couch Coach. You're about to watch a real, one-on-one coaching call with me and an Ivy industry member, which is part of our efforts to help flippers unlock their flipping potential. Ivy Industry blends a weekly mastermind with personalized sessions like this so that flippers can get the tailored guidance they need to reach the next level. If you're curious or interested, just click on the Ivy Industry link below and start your application today. I'll see you on the other side. How's business been going? It's been a little bit since we had a chance to connect.
Last month was pretty huge. Happy about that. I've had a lot on my plate this month so far, and pickups have been a little slow. I just kind of started working on pickup ads. I haven't got very far with that yet, but that is kind of like where my head is at to go harder.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of facing a little bit of a hardship, right? I don't want to call it a hardship. The house I'm living in is pretty ideal for $2,100 a month all in. I've got this space out in the driveway and place to park the box truck right in the heart of downtown Salt Lake City.
Okay.
And so a new landlord bought my place, and my old landlord and me were pretty tight. So he cut me a check for $20K to help with everything. So I'm excited about that.
Oh, wait. Your landlord gave you $20K because you have to move.
Yeah, me and him have always been really close. Like, he's like a local multi-millionaire, like real estate guy, really good heart, just like looking out, I guess maybe sees a little bit of myself in him or something. And I've been renting multiple places from him for the past 5 years. But yeah, so this new guy bought the place, and he was going to let me stay, was what I thought, for a year at my current rent.
Mhm.
And then he came in, he's like, 7,800 is the new price, and I was like, what the fuck?
That's
And
insane.
then he comes back at me later, he's like 45, and then on that same call he's like 35, and I'm like, look, man, the most I'd pay is 25, just playing a little hardball. And he's like, well, my best price with bills all included is 3, and it's not the worst price ever.
Mhm.
And we still haven't, I don't know, I'm supposed to let him know by Sunday whether I want to be out by August 1st, or I need to let him know if I want to stay 1, 2, 3 months. He's okay with that, but I have to let him know by Sunday and be like, look, I'm going to do 3 months, 9K. And yeah, so I'm really trying to figure all that out, trying to figure out, like, is this the time for me to jump into a warehouse and then find a room to rent for a little while and just stay at the warehouse all day long? Or is this like, should I find another place that kind of serves as a kind of a cleaning and dirty couch storage till they go to the facility, like my storage?
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm sitting on about 25 grand liquid right now, and maybe let's just call it 12K couches without pulling out a calculator. Yeah, I sold, I think I picked up about 50 units ish last month, close to 50, and I sold 37. So that was awesome for me. 22K revenue, about 12K net, something like that. This month I've only made like 2 grand so far, and I haven't really I think I'm going to pick up like my first couch today. Haven't really seen anything, plus just been kind of got all this shit going on.
Yeah. So actually, I'm still stuck on this rent thing. So are you on a fixed term lease?
I'm not on any lease right now. I was month to month with my old landlord, and then this new guy moved in, and he was like trying to get me to give him like first, last, and security, like more security than I already had given my last guy. And I was like, think about it. And then he was telling me like, well, I was like, well, when would the lease be ending? He's like, August 15th. Well, I was like, oh, I'm not about to give you 5K just for security. I was like, I'd rather just move out. Like, I don't know. I don't really like this new guy. Like, he's pretty weird. And so yeah,
Okay,
I
so
am trying to decide though. It's like, would it be worth 3K a month to not mess up my flow? Because last month I absolutely destroyed it, and now I'm about to like get off track right as soon as I finally did some shit for myself.
what were your numbers last month? Is this in the sales tracker
Just on my spreadsheet.
spreadsheet? Okay.
Yeah, like 22K, 37 flips, 12K after everything, employee ads, gas.
That's sick.
Honestly, I haven't been filling out my spreadsheet about certain things, so I estimated, but I'm like pretty much about 90% sure I made like 11 to 13K like in my pocket after everyone was paid out. Like I've been paying this guy to help me here and there, like yeah, $16 an hour.
I mean, Zach, you've come a long way since our last chat. So I'm very
Thank
proud of
you.
you. Yeah. 37 flips. I think you're struggling to do like 15 like just 6 months ago or a couple like was it I don't know 6 to 8 months ago whenever we last talked about this.
I'm a little just like trying to save it all because it's saying like, okay, January 12 flips, February 17, March 13, April 5, May 17, June 37, July so far 3.
Yeah.
And I think I'm sitting on like 23 units at the moment, couches and tables or whatever, but stuff to sell. And yeah, I know I can dig deep and save this month, like bust ass, but I don't know. Like I was on fire last month and it was a me thing, but the market was given. The market was juicing last month. Like I picked up 10 in one day. It just wouldn't stop. I just like on the way to one, I'd find one. On the way to one, I'd find one. And like, yeah, this month it's not that vibe. Everyone's inside, they're out of town, it's hot. And I want to grow this brand to be like I got to get my social media up, my image up, because I want people in Salt Lake to think about me like they think of Goodwill, like they think of the DI. And yeah, I think that's really the next step is just getting to where more stuff comes to me.
So, I mean, like sometimes like a bunch of different factors come together all at once and creates a perfect storm. That's what happened in June because you weren't really on this strictly linear progression from January to get the results that you were in June. It wasn't like 5, 10, 15, 20. It was kind of more like variable results. And then all of a sudden an explosion. So I think part of that is market conditions. But another part of that I feel like is, and you tell me if I'm right or wrong, it's like your mindset and your motivation in the business, because I think you did 5 in April.
Yeah, that was a super bad month for sure.
So, and like you tell me, like, do you think that like you let your personal, like things happening in your personal life impact your outcomes in your business? And this is very normal, by the way.
Yeah, of course. I mean, to some degrees, and sometimes it does just feel like it's flowing and sometimes it's not. Like I said, sometimes I hop in the truck and I can't stop. I'm like, damn, I'm going to have to go. I'm all over Utah or, hour radius, up, back, forth all day, 8 hours of driving, can't stop picking them up. Best feeling ever. It's like I'm just driving down the road and I got it going and I'm like, oh, perfect. There it is. And then sometimes it's like, wake up, put in a bunch of offers, nothing's really hitting, and also like just not really seeing much to bite on. I think I need to stop being a little bit so picky. I think I need to be a little bit more sometimes I do that though and I get stuck with a bunch of shit couches and like a bunch of headaches that I feel bad about selling to people. And like I hate that feeling where it's like, and I'm more picky than the customers, I've realized, because I've like the other day I was delivering a couch to somebody, or I was buying their couch and somebody was showing up with a new couch for them. I mean, it was filthy. It wasn't even like cleaned. And like, she was like, it was such a downgrade from what I took from her, besides the fact it needed shaving. Like she went from a Costco to just like some brown, old, cheap, like really cheap couch. And she seemed happy with it. So I guess it shows the bar isn't like, sometimes it is good to flip some like stuff. If I didn't flip things with problems or like repairs that I needed to repair, I wouldn't do as much for sure. I've been having a lot of success buying couches with rips and taking them to my seamstress. Got a relationship with her, and like between 50 to $150, she can save anything and make it nice again. So
So let's rewind a little bit because I
Yeah.
think this is all related. This is actually pretty good. It's probably good timing for us to be talking, and it's probably good timing for you to get booted out of your house.
Yeah.
I hate to tell you, but yeah, I'm a digital nomad now. So past year and a half, I've been running around Europe and South America pretty much. So I lived in Mexico for like 6 months and Brazil for 6 months, Europe 3-4 months. Right now I'm in Colombia. And basically I've just been moving around a lot, right? And before that I was in New York, and I moved twice while I was in New York over a period of 2 years. And what I realized is like when you're moving around that much, you tend to get comfortable after a period of time, right? And you start building familiarity and bonds with the things that are around you, and like the stores, and that's my barber shop, this restaurant I really like, and maybe there are things about your apartment that are really good and positive. And so we get so fixated on what we have and what we stand to lose, but oftentimes when we actually make the transition, it turns out for the better. And it's not that like it's always going to be this continuous progression up, but we tend to overemphasize the value in the things that we have because it's comfortable. And then the reality is that if you make a transition and you have an intention behind it,
Right.
like it's probably gonna work out. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I'll tell you, every single place I've lived in for the past 4 years, and I've moved like 6-7 times, right? I inevitably have that feeling, oh, it's really nice here. I want to live here forever.
Right.
And then I move, and then I'm like, you know what? It's not so bad here. Not so bad here.
Yeah. I think my biggest worry right now is really just having this system of pulling the box truck in the driveway, pulling one into my basement right there, easy access for cleaning, and that lets me keep all my chemicals. And like when it's not, when it's summer, we dry in the driveway. Quick, easy, take it straight to the unit an hour later. But in the winter, do 2 or 3 couches a night and let them dry inside. And there's always workarounds. There's always a workaround. But I am looking. And if I was month to month, maybe I could snag a perfect deal like as it comes. That's kind of how I met this guy. Like I was first, it was like Craigslist. It was just like rad dude. But everything right now I'm having to look at is the leftovers. And honestly, $3K a month for this place doesn't seem that bad, but I'm like, my head is like, I want a warehouse. I want to put everything into the business. And, it's like my parents live in a townhouse 20 minutes away, and they're could be moving any day, depending on my dad's job that they're in the dark about, to multiple different locations. So it could be 2 months, it could be 6, but they did offer for me to stay with them for a while. But I'm just trying to leverage all the different opportunities because it's like, okay, if last month were next month, I would have made 11K instead of 12. I mean, I'd rather make that than shut down the business for a second or do whatever. But then the other part of me thinks like, what if I move in with my parents and get super aggressive about a warehouse around the road? Hopefully that they stay there for like 3 months and I milk it a little bit. But I need the warehouse because I can't park my box truck. Like there's no space at my parents. It would be kind of sketchy. Like I'd probably even have to park my car around the corner. But if I had the warehouse, it'd be cool because come home, sleep, wake up, drive down the road. There's my box truck. There's my Empire, and I'm good. And I'm just like, how much faster will I get to where I want to be in life doing that versus just finding some other little garage setup and doing all this like back and forth shit? Like, I don't know what the right move is because it's like, I don't want to work from home. I just want work to be at work and then my work to provide me my home.
So, everything you just said about your setup, you pull in the box truck, you drive in the driveway, sounds super comfortable.
Yeah.
Sounds really comfortable. If you are dedicated to your business and you really want to build your empire, I think you know what you need to do. Zach, you have a 20K check. that guy just gave you a 20K check. That's unheard of. It's
Yeah,
fucking
I put
like,
3 of it down on my credit card, and then I just totaled up my liquid cash, and I've got about 25 right now. Well, until bills hit next month, so trying to work with that.
you have the option of moving back home for a period of time. Could be 1 month, could be 3, could be 6, but that's, rent that you don't have to pay, probably meals that you don't have to cook, you know.
Right,
And
right.
if you uh, a like a launch pad to be able to invest into your business. And we talked about this yesterday in the mastermind, right? What are the different phases of growth in a couch flipper's journey? And right now you're still in phase 1. Even with the impressive numbers that you put up last month, you're probably your best month ever. You're still in phase 1. And why is that? You're still sourcing on Facebook Marketplace, and you're still selling primarily on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
So, moving into a warehouse is going to enable you to bring in, you could buy a truckload of inventory now. You have the capital, you have the space, and then, obviously working on diversifying your sales as well off of Facebook Marketplace is going to be important for you. So unless you make that transition from being independent of Facebook Marketplace, you're always going to have these up and down months with extreme variability, because you're just at the mercy of Facebook Marketplace. And so, as we talked about, Facebook Marketplace is an amazing thing. The fact that you can get started, limited capital, like low barrier to entry, just a garage and a trailer, and you can build liquidity. You can start building a brand, getting experience in your market, literally couch by couch, which is what you've done. But structurally, the way the business is set up, you're actually no different than when you started.
It's draining too. It's like to do what I did last month cost me a lot mentally and physically, and it made me a super unhappy person. And I don't want to have to do that for much longer to be able to achieve those numbers. I got to think different, and I got to do shit different, because I don't know. I just feel I'm just in the middle of, my journey, but man, last month really took it out of me. I was I didn't have time for anyone, anything, neglected a lot. Feel like I neglected my dog. Feel like I just lost myself. And the biggest problem for me is sourcing. I feel like if I'm not staring at my phone intently from the second I wake up to the second I'm asleep, I'm going to lose it all, being dramatic. And I'm that might be my one opportunity for one flip of the day, my one way to bring in my 500 for the day. And I'm I got to stay up 12 hours just beamed in, staring at a list for it and putting in some offers in between. And I want to get away from that. I mean, it's how much do I need? It's it's I made 12K last month. It's I would be happy making less if I wouldn't have had to spend 12 hours a day on my phone, just looking at stuff. And so, I got really inspired by that pickup video with the AI, which I'm not even trying to do it with AI right now, but I'm just I'm kind of looking at the steps of building my website, building a landing page, and building a couch pickup form, and just trying to advertise the shit out of that, and maybe get kind of try to get a little Insta famous, dress nice, put some videos up, do the things, follow the trends. I don't know, just whatever the hell I have to do to get people in Salt Lake thinking about me, because it's the people that find my business like it. They follow me on Instagram. They tell me they're looking for their dream couch. They're waiting. People like Salt Lake Sits. So I need to expand the reach of that, because everyone thinks it's cool. Everyone thinks it's solid so far. That
Well, and it's a small business. They like the hustle,
Yeah.
And in a way, I think a lot of people wish they could be doing what you're doing, right? It's not glamorous, picking up, cleaning couches, delivering them, but it's honest, it's entrepreneurial, and most people don't have the courage to quit their job and take a risk on something like that. So,
and people question me about it all the time, just say how interesting it is. And everything you just said, just saying wow, people ask me, they're are you part-time? And I'm no, this is how I live. So, it's cool. And,
So look, Zach, I can understand like exactly where you're at. It sounds like, June was a crazy month. You hit the gas pedal, and you can only hit the gas pedal for so long until you burn out. And so like when you said 37 flips a month, my eyes like got wide open, right? And if you had been sustaining those results for like a period of time, I would say like, oh, okay, like he's got something that's really working for him, right? But you got those results at the expense of your life, like your like psychological health, your physical health, your relationships.
Yeah, I
Um,
think I lost my girl over this shit.
uh,
She won't talk to me. I mean, there's more to it than that, but like I had like I knew I was getting kicked out. I had what, 2 or 3K in my bank account. I need money for bills. I need money for food for my dog. I was like, if I don't just like wake up, I started hitting the gym at 5:30 and I was like 5:30 gym, dog park, eat, work, and just like beamed. And I just like, I don't know, I just kind of had to tune everyone out and it was kind of in an unhealthy way. I just kind of like, it looked like I died. Like, and
yeah,
yeah, it's, it's every time I felt like this in my life, something beautiful happened. So I have faith for that. And last month gave me confidence that like I know this shit's possible. I mean, with Nate, like I think our highest flips was like 22. So to hit 37 with me and my $16 an hour cleaner, like I was pretty stoked for sure.
so now, no, that's a great takeaway, which is now you know what's possible, right? If you've never done it before, like I don't know, let's say you're dating and you've never gotten attention from like a pretty girl, right? Like you're not gonna have the confidence to go talk to other pretty girls. Or maybe in the context of couch flipping, like if you've never sold a couch for $5,000, maybe you just think it cannot be done. And like, and I talk to people all the time, like, oh man, I've never sold a couch over $600. They can't believe that there are
Yeah,
people out there flipping bar stools for like $1,200. And I'm like, yes, absolutely, it is possible. Is it
for sure.
likely? You know?
I've always been pretty greedy on my prices. I've always been more of a like start high and like keep reposting lower type of person for sure. Always try to max out and you're surprised when it works. Like when they just happily hand you the $1,500 profit from the couch you picked up yesterday and didn't even have to clean, just a little vacuum, and they're just like loving it, so happy. Even a tip, $100 tip, $50 tip, like
Yeah.
yeah, I just yeah. I just really want to be the first guy to brand this up in Salt Lake City. Like, yeah, I see a couple other people on my path and, they all have their own different ideas. A lot of them just kind of started with B stock stuff and they just stick with like the Costco. And so like, I really like what I'm doing. I just want to do it on a bigger scale. And I want to get to the point where I'm like paying people a little bit more for their couches, also convincing them to take them for free. But like, yeah, I just want to get to the point where it's like I've got so much business coming in, I don't need to like I can do shit for cheap. It's like what you like those guys that do the pickup ads average like 93 a month, right? Like with the ads.
I think it depends on who you're talking about. And
Exact. The guys you made the video with, but long story short, if I had an extra 50 to 90 couches coming in a month,
Mhm.
I would
you're
drop all my prices and I'd have no problem. Like the more couches I have, the more sales I make. I mean, it seems like a simple couch flip logic to an extent. Like when I had 50 couches, 45 couches, I sold more than I've ever sold. Like it's just, I want to have an abundance to where I'm just not so married to each couch. I'm just like, whatever, like that just came in for free or that came in for $100, like just letting it fly and passing on the good deals and getting known as the good deal guy, not known as the decent deal guy. It's like, it was an absolute steal. It was cleaned and delivered.
Yeah. Your results are going to vary with the pickup ads. I've run quite a few of them for different flippers across the country. Like, the people that talk about doing the best with them is probably like Colin Westcott, Couch Cycle down in Dallas, like the Good Couch guys out in Denver. I can't tell you how it's going to perform in Salt Lake City. The only thing you can do is try. On that front, if you wanted to run pickup ads, we could turn that on for you today. Like you invest the ad budget and we start running pickup ads for you today. Like I could get that turned on in like 30 minutes.
For
So like,
sure.
yeah, like you don't have to do it yourself, right? Like we've run these campaigns, like we know exactly how to, and the average cost per lead, has ranged from like $5 to $30, just depending on the metro. But then, not all those leads are going to be good and worthy of pickups. So, if you're really running into a drought with your pickups, like we can experiment with that. But, overall, I think the key point is that you need to diversify your sourcing off of Facebook Marketplace, right? It could be pickup ads, but you're also in a position now where you have the capital to invest. You could move into a bigger space. I'm not sure if you've checked out like warehouse lease options, et cetera.
It's
But
been a while. I was kind of set on it, and like, I knew I was going to get this 20K check like months ago, but I thought the house would sell a lot faster, and it took a while. It took a couple months, and yeah, so I was kind of like, I had a different timeline in my head, different ideas, and yeah, I think so too. I mean, yeah, spaces have just been pretty BS around here, but I need to keep looking. Yeah, it's all triple net out here, and I don't know if that's common where like nationwide, but every warehouse is triple net out here. So if it's a 3,000 square foot warehouse, your nut's going to be 5K all in. Like your nuts 5K with after you pay your little property taxes and your heating and your gas and whatever, everything.
right.
So it's like, I don't know. It's funny. I just bought another storage unit too, like at the beginning of the month because of how crazy last month was. And then now I'm sitting on 23 couches. I think my potential is about 40 to 50 if they're stacked right and put in there. But that also includes my 2 garages out here. But yeah, I'm all on board for the like warehouse vibe. I mean, it's hard to say if it'll work out like I wanted it to, but yeah, the whole idea of going to my parents, getting a warehouse, and then hopefully I get to stay at my parents for like 2 or 3 months and the warehouse goes good and I start making moves and filling it up. And then, yeah, maybe I could just rent a place. Buy like, I mean, if I'm making 15K, 12K a month, like no problem renting a place. And it's a lot easier to find a place when you're not so worried about finding the driveways and the cleaning room aspect of things. Like I can just go get a place like with as long as it has a backyard for my dog, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah. For every flipper, there's going to be a defining moment in their timeline and their trajectory of business where they can hit escape velocity, right? So like right now, we've talked about using Facebook Marketplace as a launch pad. You find your deals on Facebook, you sell your deals on Facebook, right? And take advantage of that, max out the potential of Facebook, get as much as you can out of it, find as many deals, sell as many deals as possible. And you can do that relatively low cost, but no, you will always be at the mercy of Facebook unless you take matters into your own hands. And so you have good months and you have slow months. And then if you're lucky, you have enough of those good months and you put yourself in a position where you can make investments and then escape into a different business model, escape out of Facebook. You reach escape velocity, right? And what does that mean practically? It means you need traction, you need like momentum in that direction, and you need capital. And if you don't take advantage of those opportunities when they're in front of you, you get stuck. You never hit escape velocity and you end up doing the same thing that you've been doing for months, if not years.
That's what I'm scared of. Like I used to have a lot more than 20K saved up, and it all kind of came right when I found carpet cleaning. I maybe had 10K left, and then after carpet cleaning's failed adventures, I had like 3K left, and then I started picking up free shit, and I've been kind of surviving ever since. And had a couple good months, had a lot of bad months, but yeah, I'm just ready to take it to the next level. I mean, if it's costing me this much of my mental energy in my life, like I'm just so ready to escape into a little bit of a life of more freedom. I mean, entrepreneur, like I'm not going to be free, but yeah, I want to go to Colorado for the weekend and get a text that we picked up 5 and we cleaned 5 and we posted 5 and we sold 2 and it was a good day, and can't wait to see you when you get back. Like I just don't want to be such a slave to it doesn't, I just got to think, I got to work on the business and not in the business clearly. And I just got to get a new game plan, a new, I love this business. I want to go harder, and I want to be more unique, and I want to dominate the local market to the point where people don't want to go anywhere else but Salt Lake sits. Like the other people are not even seeming like a good option in comparison to us. Or it's like, maybe I need to pay out people good for their couches. It's just like whatever gets the abundance rolling.
Well, it's an amazing thing that you like what you're doing, and you're passionate about it. And that comes and goes depending on like your motivation, right? But overall, you like what you're doing, and you have a vision, right? You can project, a couple of years into the future, like where you want to be with things. A lot of people are never going to have that level of connection or fulfillment to their work, right? And even when things are hard, that's what I think you need to relate back to. In my experience, I've been an entrepreneur my entire career, over 10 years now. Never really had a job, not even like cashier, bartender, something like that. And right now I'm 33. I don't have a boss. I'm my own boss. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have family telling me what to do. I'm relatively financially free. And, I had this realization last year that I kind of have I'm like a squirrel and I have my nut, right? I kind of have like this nut, and I've worked really hard to get here, and like life is comfortable. But also because I was so afraid of losing my nut, like that squirrel in Ice Age, right? Like I'm like so fixated on protecting what I have that I'm not making decisions in like a fearless capacity, which would allow me to make the better and right decisions in a business environment, which was actually relatively cutthroat, right? I'm not going to get to where I really want to be by always taking the safe road and protecting my nut because I'm afraid of losing it. Like I have to be to be the most, the best version of myself as an entrepreneur, willing to lose it all within boundaries, right? Like I'm not going to end up homeless on the street, right? Like willing to lose it all in sacrifice of what I really want to achieve. And, now in 2025, like I feel like I am performing and making decisions and just executing in general in my business better than I've ever before. And it's because I let go of that fear of loss. I let go of the fear of failure. I trust myself now, and I kind of know like if I go for it, it's going to happen. And if you can get to that place in your business, right, and just trusting in yourself and your ability, that if you make the leap, that you're going to connect to the other side, I think good outcomes await for you. And frankly, I talk to couch flippers all day, every day, as you know, thousands at this point, right? And by and large, the people that decide to make that upgrade and jump into the bigger space, they don't have regrets, So, you're at an inflection point in your business. Hopefully our conversation has given you some stuff to think about. If you're to take my advice, I'll tell you, go for it, Zach. Like trust in yourself. You like what seems like a door is closing is actually another door opening up. I think you're actually in a really good position. You can get rid of this $2,100 in rent, even though it's a good deal. Go back home, save that money, put it into your business. You have like a 20K nut, 25K nut that you can play around with and actually make some moves in your business. And the best part of this is if you move into a warehouse, I can keep you supplied. And this automatically solves your inventory problem, which is the whole reason that we got on the call, right? Is we have relationships with retailers who have tons of return and liquidation opportunities. They just have inventory that they're sitting on that they don't know what to do with. And obviously we've been distributing that product, we've been working with them in the capacity of returns. So when an individual customer has a return that they want to send back to the retailer, we have our network of flippers. Flippers go buy the returns. But now there's a different opportunity where retailers have truckloads of product that they need to move and they're willing to consign it. And what that means is they'll front you the product, right? Literally a 52-foot trailer full of product, like 60 to 80 units of product, will show up at your warehouse and you unload it. There's no upfront cost. And then you just have to focus on getting it ready for sale and figuring out how to sell it. And you'll never be out of inventory.
For sure.
I can get you 2-3 truckloads in Salt Lake City a month. We'd
For
start
sure.
small with like a truckload, right? But you have to be ready for that.
Yeah.
And you can't do it in a storage unit.
For sure. And I think, yeah, I talked to one of my mentors, really smart guy, business investor, dude I met at a concert, family friend now. And yeah, I mean, he said if he were me, he just wanted me to like focus on, like, he said he would rather me spend the money to not be able to fill up, like spend the money to try to acquire stuff, but then not have the space versus like getting the space and then trying to figure out how to get the inventory. And which I know you're saying that, but I guess I just like, yeah, I was thinking like pickup ads and like, yeah, I want to make sure I'm ready for it. Like with these Wayfair returns, are they just couches or is it all kinds of stuff or
And stuff.
I see.
Yeah.
Furniture?
Furniture. Yeah.
Furniture. Okay. Yeah.
I mean,
it sounds good.
The risk you take is, you're unable to sell it and it takes up space. But if you're unable to sell it, it's not like you have to pay for it. So if your problem is sourcing, right, then you can keep your used couch operation going on and you know what that looks like and it's stable. But now you'll never have a problem of not having inventory because we can always keep a trailer full of products stocked in your warehouse.
For sure. And yeah, I think the money is definitely in good mids when I can afford it. It's like, what is the coolest fabric and the coolest features on a medium, low to medium grade couch that's new, trendy, and modular? And I really think that's where the money's at. It's like the fabric type. It's like people just want something cool. It like I've sold couches that have a backboard that are this big for as much as I've sold a crate and barrel before. It's like it's all about the looks and it's all about the little dumb shit that a real couch connoisseur would not even look towards. But it's like, yeah, I think that's where I want to be eventually is just selling like it's like that one guy on the no nonsense that was pushing those like Kovas, the 4-piece Kovas, like people love that stuff. I mean, those are pretty nice, but yeah, like I don't know. I guess kind of like what the Sears brothers is doing is cool too. Just like how they, yeah. I want to get in the cool shit, and I want to be the guy for the good deals and the cool. People in Salt Lake have a vibe. Like a lot of Salt Lakers just have this kind of like mid-century modern or kind of like I don't know. They don't want traditional stuff. They want cool, modern, trendy options with color and
People in most markets want cool, trendy, modern options.
yeah,
Mid-century modern is very popular across the country. But I understand what you're saying. Like Salt Lake City, I mean, you'd be surprised. Like I wouldn't like if you go to Nashville or you go to like LA, like other major metros across the United States, like there's going to be some differences in design, but at the end of the day, people want like cool, affordable, trendy products. At the heart of, and that might look and feel a little bit different, but at the heart of every couch flipping business are the same fundamentals.
Totally. And I don't really want to be like, I could never sell one style. I mean, Salt Lake's a pretty diverse place, and a lot of the business is just big couches. Big, I mean, everyone has a big family out here. I mean, if you're Mormon and you're not having 5 to 10 kids, you're like a failure in the eyes of your parents out here or whatever. I'm not Mormon, but it's just like people have big families out here and it's a normal, very normal thing.
Right.
To have 10 kids, 5 kids. And so
yeah. Not like the rest of us heathens. We're cooked.
I don't know, but I just have noticed like, yeah, sometimes I see a big couch and it's not very pretty, but it always sells to a large family out here looking for a nice deal out in the suburbs. So yeah, I don't really know what to focus on. I think just everyone has an ass and they need a seat, and that's where I'm trying to come in.
Yeah. So we've kind of talk through your situation, etc. Hopefully, I at least shared my perspective with you. Whatever you do with that information, you know, obviously up to you. I think whatever decision you make, you got to make it quickly.
I do.
The longer you sit on this, the more like cash is bleeding out, the more you're in the state of uncertainty. And when you're uncertain, you're not productive, you're not in your flow. So whatever decision, and you could decide to hang up flipping. You could decide like, I'm gonna find another place, it's cheaper, and I'm gonna kind of keep the operation the same thing. You could decide you're gonna go find that warehouse, move it to your parents' home, and really go for it. Whatever you decide, like you have to decide quickly, because the more you're in this limbo state, and what I know about you, and how you are kind of like energetically in your business, like you need to have, like you are a dreamer, like me too, right? That's actually kind of one of the hallmarks of my personality, and one of the hallmarks of like my entrepreneurial style is like I have really big ideas. And if you look at Ivy Flip as a business, you can kind of see the remnants of that. Like there's so many little bits and pieces of like what we've built over the past 2.5 years, and like some of that worked out better than the others. And if I could redo parts of our history, it would simply just be being more focused on the right things at the right time, instead of going on all of these side quests and exploration. But at the end of the day, that's who I am. I think that's a part of who you are too. And that can be a good thing, right? Your greatest strength is also your greatest weakness. So keep grounded in that. Keep grounded in your vision for the future, but figure out what you need to do today, and make that decision quickly. Otherwise, my fear for you is, instead of using this as a springboard to a bigger and brighter future, like you get stuck, and that's lost time.
End up just where I'm at before the 20K, essentially, by the time it's all finally settled. I know, and like, yeah, I've been pretty down with a lot of different shit. Just when it rains, it pours, and everything went wrong this like last 10 days in a way, besides the check. But everything else, like, I feel like I'm sloppy right now. I'm knocking shit over. I'm stumbling. I'm curbing my rim. I'm doing dumb shit. I'm not me right now. And the last month, I was like, I felt so good every day. Like, I felt bad, but I also felt so good. I was like, just money was flowing. Like, I was like, I am a beast. Like, I can do this shit. Like, like halfway through the beginning of the month, I thought I was going to have a 20K profit month. I was like, if I don't let off the gas, like I had just picked up 20 couches in a span of 3 days. I was like, if I don't let off the gas, I was like, I'm going to hit 20K this month profit. But,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's easy to be motivated in your business when things are going well, but the hallmark of the best entrepreneurs is being able to be consistent, maybe if not giving their best performance, but at least making sure that work is getting done when things are tough. And like, it's a perseverance.
I need my routine. I need my work is slow routine. I mean, when shit's fast, you just do whatever the fuck's coming your way. But when work's slow, I need to know how to better spend my time in a more structured way, and be like, okay, I can't just sit here. Like, I need to do this, or I need to do that, or I need to, I just want to keep flipping and investing. And it's like, it is hard for me to not think about other things, but I'm so quick to hop. I promised myself that with couches, I would become a couch master before I thought about anything else, because it's all going to have the same struggles. It's like, and I just like, I knew that I know in my heart that my quickest way to success is becoming the most knowledgeable guy in this city about sofas and sectionals right now. And then it'll progress from there, and I can do whatever I want. But like, I got to be a master of one thing before I jump ship. And, it's just like with carpet cleaning. It's like, I don't think there's an easier business than this to just get started. It's like, with carpet cleaning, I couldn't find the leads. It's like, the couches sell themselves. Even when I don't boost, I mean, they sell themselves.
And at the end of the day, you will never achieve something of significance in your life without commitment, without the desire to see it through. You know, like for example, like, and I have to run after this, but like with the Ivy Flip, I've been doing this almost 4 years now, and there've been quite a few times where I'm like, is this worth my time? Like, I'm spending a good chunk of my life on this business. Like, is this really what I want to be doing? But this is my 5th business, right? And at a certain point, you have to be like, this is good enough. Like, I'm going to really give it a go. And then, because I had that mindset, eventually I connected to, like, I started connecting the dots together and like what we're doing in the business and what else is happening in the industry. And I think we have actually found a really nice business model for ourselves. And we're ready to scale that up. And we're looking to develop partners like you on the ground that can help us build out this network where we are processing returns, liquidations, and we create like an entire resale economy. And the most importantly for you, the inventory stream is predictable. It's not like one couch at a time on Facebook Marketplace. It's like it's coming direct from the retailer into your warehouse.
I think that's what I need. I mean, like, I did a lot of boosting last month. I'd have to go look, but I would say I probably spent about $1,200, $1,000 on boosting throughout the month. And it did help. Like, I think my biggest problem is I just don't have 50 couches right now. If I had 50 couches, I'd have 2 or 3 times the amount of messages, be making 2 or 3. Like, yeah, I think that's kind of why I was even thinking, like, on my website, an inventory list would be cool. And I definitely want to do that. But it's like the most important thing is setting up a website for people to give me couches. It's like I can sell them right now. If I had 50 couches hit my door, yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm about to lose my employee. He's outside right now. He just got here and we're going to go pick up a couch in like 20 minutes. But I haven't had work for him for a week. And I just like, I've even had him like clean my house and like clean my driveway and shit just to help him out, to give him like extra hours. And like, I really don't have anything left. And like, even today, it's like, we're going to pick up one couch and clean that one couch. And then I guess probably send him home.
What can
so
you do?
Yeah, I gotta do something, and I gotta do it now. I feel like I'm at this fork in the road where like the next 14 days are very huge because, I've got a $2,400 a month storage unit. I've got 6 units right now, 3 10 by 30s and 3 10 by 20s or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I'm going to have those at the end of the month, they need to be packed full to the point where like I'll have 50 couches to sell through while I'm moving and figuring out, am I going to be able to get into a warehouse, or am I just going to move to a similar setup to what I'm doing right now and still keep trying to push out 50 a month?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would love to get to 100 a month point. I mean, that's where my head is at. I mean, I know I've only done 37, but it's like, I feel like with the structure, the right help, and the right schedule, especially if pickups were scheduled or delivered by truck, I think we can really get rolling. I mean, I'm spending 8 hours a day driving. I can do a lot of helping around the warehouse and for 8 hours. So, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna let you go.
On the up and up.
Employee here, and I have to run to my next meeting. But hey, it was good catching up. And then keep me posted on like what you end up doing. I'm very curious. And then we'll keep talking.
I will. I'm gonna strive for the warehouse, and then I guess Plan B is similar setup to now. It's really all I can think.
I mean, look, take a look, right? You haven't said you checked in a while. Maybe it would be serendipity, right? Like if you took a look and you're like, oh shit, this is perfect.
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, I know for a fact that I could rent a room for as cheap as $700 if worst came to worst, and I would hate it. But I guess I'll just be at my warehouse doing what I need to be doing.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'll keep you in the loop. But like I said, I'm on the up and up. I think my kind of depressive, paralyzed state is coming to an end, and I'm at the point where I feel better and I'm ready to like execute. I think I just had a kind of a week or two kind of what do I do? What am I doing? But
yeah.
It'll all work out.
Use this moment, use this conversation, hopefully, as well as a catalyst, and do what you need to do.
I will, for sure. Appreciate the chat, and yeah, keep me in the know. I'll let you know as soon as I get a warehouse set up, and we'll do what we need to do.
Yep, absolutely. Okay,
Well,
have a good day.
thank
Ciao.
you. Bye.